Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome back to the month of love and heartbreak 2. For this one, we are going to be looking at the anime movie 5 centimeters per second. Now, this movie is considered one of the sadder anime movies, and for me at least, fit what I wanted for the month of love and heartbreak 2, since it's also a romance anime as well. It's also considered one of the better anime movies out there. So what's my take on it? Well, let's find out. First up, the story. The story is separated into 3 different arcs. The first revolves around our main character, Takaki, and his best friend, Akari, trying to see each other one last time before Takaki moves away and goes further away from Akari, as she already had to move prior to the story. The second story arc revolves around a completely new character named Kanai, I hope I pronounced that right, who seeks to gain the attention and love of our main character, Takaki. And the final story arc revolves around the adult Takaki not being able to let go of the past. Now, the problem with the story is the length of the movie, which is 63 minutes. Now, let me repeat. 63 minutes to tell 3 story arcs which have different stories to tell and different focuses. For that length of time, it's hard enough just to get one of them done well, but the movie tried 3 of these, and in my opinion, failed to impress for the most part. The first arc is disjointed as hell. It's trying to not only fit who Takaki and Akari are, but explain what's going on, and make us care about these characters, and show us how they got to the point of where both of them are, all in 25 minutes. That's insane! There is no way they can hope to fit that all in just 25 minutes with the way they want to tell the story. And to add to that, it sacrifices character attachment because we have no time to care about these characters and their situation. And that's not even going to the second story arc, which has to introduce a new character and motivation, characteristics, and show her development all within 23 minutes, adding on to other characters we'd already previously seen. What's worse is that this story arc doesn't even focus on our main character. No, it's focused on the side character, who serves no purpose other than be a plot device. This makes the second story arc feel pointless, as she shouldn't have been the main focus in the first place. And Takaki does nothing in this story arc to progress the story. Just, what the hell? By this point in the movie, we already used up 48 to 49 minutes, with only 14 minutes left to end off the movie with a third and final story arc, which has to focus on where Takaki and Akari are many years after the first story arc, and see what's happened with them since. While we are shown some of their lives, it's incredibly rushed and needed much more time to be developed than what we were given. This movie should have either been much longer or made into a 6-episode OVA to be able to cover everything, give us a much more satisfying watch. Overall, the story is a train wreck due to poor choices and lacking execution. Next up are the characters, and they were a snooze fest. Honestly, these characters were such a bore. I wanted to like the cast, as their problems were relatable to an extent, but I couldn't attach myself to these characters because they were so hollow and empty. Little to nothing stands out about them. I think some of them that has to do with not only the movie being too short, but trying to tackle 3 stories at once, with the second story having almost a whole new character cast that we don't have time to attach to. What's the final nail in the coffin for the movie is that you need to care about the characters and their situations, as the movie is clearly trying to be more character-focused than story-focused, which is a shame that it has such a dull character cast that I should care about but don't, due to a very bad pace and execution. Overall, it's just a sad, boring character cast. Next up is the animation, and I think it's only good. The backgrounds by themselves look pretty and great, and I rather like them. However, there are a decent amount of problems with it. The lighting could have used a little more work at times, though to be fair, it looked good other times as well. A minor nitpick I had with the animation was how glossy it looked. Sometimes to the point that it actually was distracting. And finally, we have the character designs, which looks weird or at times outright unfinished. In some scenes, their faces disappear, and it's really distracting when your character's faces is gone. Sadly, the animation could have been a lot better polished. And finally, we have the music. Honestly, unlike the rest of the movie, I don't have that many problems with the music at all. The OST is beautiful, with a lot of emotional and sad-sounding tracks, which were fitting. The notable songs being Distant Everyday Memories, which is just a very great emotional track, and an insert song played right at the end of the movie called One More Time, One More Chance, which is a very emotional song and perfectly fit the ending. The OST overall is really great, and in my opinion, one of the better ones in anime. The movie doesn't have an opening, but it does have an ending theme, which was a good ending theme. It, like Distant Everyday Memories, was an emotional track and fit in rather well. Now, should you watch this subbed or dubbed? There are 2 dubs for this movie. The first one is done by ADV Films, and I'll be honest, it's a pretty bad dub that even I couldn't finish. I couldn't stand David Monterrega in the main character role, and the rest of the cast didn't help. The other dub is from Bang Zoom, and well, in my opinion, it's better. It's still not the best dub, and it can feel a little wooden at times, though not as bad as ADV's dub. Honestly, with this movie, I'd stick with the sub, as it feels more natural than the Bang Zoom dub, and is overall better than ADV's dub. And I think it helps with the movie's enjoyment, so stick with the sub. It's really sad. I think this movie has a lot of great ideas that many other anime don't and won't tackle at all. And the OST is one of my favorites in all of anime. I just wish the movie was better. The characters feel hollow, the story is a rushed train wreck, and the animation looks at times unpolished or outright unfinished. Overall, I wish I liked the movie more than I actually do, which is a shame. I give 5 centimeters per second a 6 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie, but it is a flawed movie, which is sad. Anyways, that's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and I'll see you guys next time.